Don't get lost in small, minute details that actually don't matter and really make no material difference in the deal whatsoever. And if you have a deal in front of you that makes sense, in the worst case scenarios, the price works, the terms work, lock it up, get the deal done, and have a good experience in the process of doing that deal with the broker so that you guys can go do 20 more deals. Welcome to the Real Entrepreneur Podcast. My name is Alex Coffman. Thank you for tuning in for your first time coming back to watch this if you've seen it before. Today, we're doing something different. Marketing wants to do hot takes with Al. So this is going to be a shorter podcast, and I'm just going to give you guys some quick insights. One thing that's been on my mind recently as we've been pursuing bigger deals is the difference between how we used to negotiate deals, single family, duplexes, quadplexes, smaller commercial multifamily deals, dealing with mom and pop owners, and the difference between those deals and negotiating these bigger, 200 unit multifamily deals that we're currently working on, or even retail. But it's a different game, and when you've been in that small game for so long, it's kind of hard to get out of that mindset a little bit, but you're analyzing these deals differently. You're valuing these deals differently. There's different relationships that are much more important in the bigger deals than they are in the smaller deals. And it's just a different game, and the way you negotiate it, the reputation that you have in the middle of negotiating it with the brokers specifically, is much more important than it was with residential deals. And so, for example, when we used to buy houses and duplexes and such, what we were doing was lowballing a lot of the deals, right? That's how we established whether or not we were buying a good deal in Austin, Texas, was how far below market value are we paying for these deals. And we used to negotiate super, 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 super hard and aggressive. And there were a lot of options to choose from when we were working these deals and negotiating these deals. And really the biggest thing we were negotiating for was price. We needed to get a lower price, secure our return on that deal, secure our equity in that investment. And that's how we were valuing the deals, was how far below what we believe market value is, are we buying this deal? Now, with the bigger deals, it's been just a process of learning, over the last 24 months, the best way to go about negotiating these deals. And it's a completely different game. It requires a completely different negotiation. And your reputation in these negotiations are much more relevant than they were with the smaller deals. So, for example, if you're looking at a 40 unit apartment complex, and not even a much bigger deal. If you're looking at a 40 unit apartment complex and you're working directly with the broker, you're not dealing with the sellers directly. And let's say you've got it at, or they're trying to sell it at a $2.7 million purchase price. If the numbers work for you at this $2.7 million purchase price and you feel good about moving forward on that deal, the numbers make sense, the numbers work. My advice, and this is for a few reasons, but my advice is, don't get caught up if you're making this transition. Don't get caught up in trying to get that deal to 2.6 million, for example, which is really only a 3.7% difference in price that you're paying at 2.6 versus 2.7. It's going to have no material impact whatsoever on your returns. If the numbers are already looking good at 2.7, they're going to be slightly better at 2.6, but it's not like it's going to make the deal 50% better than it was, at 2.7. So that's number one, is when you see a good deal and the numbers work and you can get the deal done and you feel confident in the deal and you also like the projections moving forward on the deal and you're confident in the worst case scenarios in those projections, then pull the trigger and move forward on the deal. Now, one thing you don't want to happen is, number one, you don't want to have a negative experience between you and the listing broker. Number one, hopefully this isn't the only deal that you're going to be buying. Number two, and on number one, you're really getting this deal done. But the most important thing here is not this deal. The most important thing here is the next 10 to 20 deals that you're going to do with this broker. And if you're making a big deal over a 3.7% decrease in price where the numbers already work, they don't actually even get better in that decrease in 3.7% in price. And you make a big deal out of that and you make it really difficult to get the deal done, even though it already worked, that broker is not going to be extremely excited about moving forward with you on future deals, right? If they bring another deal to you, or if there's another deal that's available in the future and they have the choice of 3 different buyers to really push to the seller and see all the way through the process, and they have a couple buyers who they know are closers, who they know will pay a fair price for a deal and will get the deal closed, and then they got you who will get the deal closed but will fight, tooth and nail over a 3.7% difference in price that actually isn't going to make any, material difference in their returns, and, really kind of made the process difficult to get the deal done. They're not going to choose you. Matter of fact, if I was the broker, I wouldn't even contact you unless I absolutely had to. I would go for the other people who are going to make it very easy to get a deal done, who will pay a fair value for a deal, who aren't going to, make the negotiating difficult over 3.7% and a price difference. And so that's one aspect is as you're going through this process and of negotiating this deal and trying to get the deal done with the broker, you're also essentially trying out for all future deals that they may or may not send to you. Now, so that's one piece. The other piece, and we went through this recently for a deal we really, really, really wanted. Looking back, we lost out on the deal. Looking back on what we could have done differently in the deal is we should have been more aggressive in paying the price and giving the terms that the seller wanted earlier on in the process. We got there later on in the process, but it was a little too late. Had we done that initially in the process, we probably would have gotten the deal. I absolutely hate losing more than anything. And so this process taught me a lesson that, when you have a good deal and the numbers make sense and the projections work in worst case scenario, and you're paying a fair value for the asset, just pull the trigger and lock it up. Because what you don't want to do is you don't want to miss out on a deal because you were trying to fight over, a small percentage in price or over a small detail in terms. You want to get the deal done. Now, I'm not telling you to stretch, and I'm not telling you to overextend yourself on the terms and the price and what you're offering. However, I'm telling you, if you have a deal in front of you, you're in the lineup, the brokers want to get the deal done with you, just get the deal done, right? There's no sense and no reason to fight over small terms that are actually going to make no difference in your actual returns on the deal anyways. And, in that process, when you go through a deal, you get it closed, you work with the broker, they have a good experience, you're building up that resume, you're building up that relationship for y'all to go do a bunch of deals moving forward in the future. So that is my advice, is these deals are negotiating these deals. It's a different game. The way that they're valued is much different. The way that the returns, play out are much different than the single family deals. And once you move up into the next level, you need to be prepared to change your tactics and change the way that you approach negotiating these deals and the way that you navigate them moving forward. But that is my advice for today is Don't get lost in small, minute details that actually don't matter and really make no material difference in the deal whatsoever. And if you have a deal in front of you that makes sense, in the worst case scenarios, the price works, the terms work, lock it up, get the deal done, and have a good experience in the process of doing that deal with the broker so that you guys can go do 20 more deals. All right, guys. That was the first episode of Hot Takes with Al, but that's my advice for you guys. If you need anything, please reach out. We're here to help you. If you're interested in doing deals with us, go to tr3capital.com. Reach out to us. We want to speak to you, learn about your goals, see how we can partner together. And if you want my personal help and our help doing deals like this, go to treuniversity.com/1deal. We have a very special boot camp, virtual boot camp, so you can attend anywhere you're located at. But we put these on. The next one is October 22nd. It's 4 days of me holding your hand through learning your market, learning how to underwrite deals, finding the right deal, running the numbers on it, negotiating it. I'll personally help you negotiate the deal. And then I'm going to teach you how to send an offer on that deal over a 4-day period. The 4th day is VIP only. We talk about raising capital. I'm able to dive into your personal circumstances and help you establish a game plan moving forward. We keep these really small. There's usually about 20 to 30 attendees, so I'm really able to help everybody one-on-one. But if you need that help and you want the hand-holding, check it out, treuniversity.com/1deal, and I will see you guys out there.